I don't know what I'm starting with here. Anyways, hello everybody, welcome back to the SES Arcade. I am your host, Scorpio Caesar, and Happy New Year, everybody! Yeah! So I'm sorry for the lack of content lately. It's been a rough 3 weeks. I had to work both holidays, man. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. I had to take off yesterday. A mental health day. Anyways, how is everybody doing? This is the very first episode of Video Game Hunts. It's a very generic title, forgive me on that. I have no idea what else I'm going to call it. So anyways, I've always wanted to do some video game hunts in my local area. Unfortunately, the one game shop that was around about 30 minutes away shut down. The guy left, packed up his bag, sold his inventory, and moved on. Somehow, someway, I found a retro game store called the Video Game Store. And luckily enough, the shopkeeper there was very kind enough to allow me to film in there, just as long as I didn't get him on camera. Of course, as you know, the audio there was not ideal for the situation or for filming, so I had to basically just narrate over it. So that's what you're going to see in this episode, and then afterwards we're going to take a look at everything that I got. There's a lot of exciting pickups that I did here, and well, so Wilkes-Barre is not that far from where I live. It's about an hour's drive away, maybe less, but anyways, once you get to this location, it's a very nice looking town. As you can see here, lots of nice imagery here with these buildings. Now, what the hell am I talking about? That's my car right there, parked and ready to go into Liberty Tax because it's time to file our taxes. That's a joke. Here we are at the Video Game Store. Let's go in, alright? Alright, first off, as we enter the store, you can get a look here. It's not a big store. It's very compact. It's short but sweet. And there's a lot of great things here on display. Over here we got some Nintendo Switch games. Some boxed goods up there. We got some 3DS titles, some DS titles with their cases. We also have them loose down here. And there's a lot of good stuff here as well. Tempted to buy a few of these myself. Here we got some Game Boy Color games. We got some Game Boys down there, Game Boy Advances, DS's on displays. Gotta pick up some of these Game Boy Advance games. Here we got some boxed PSP games, Game Boy Advance games, NES games, Super Nintendo. Hey, they even got some N64 games boxed. There was a couple of them here that I actually wanted to pick up, but I don't know, man. I already have some of these, so I don't think I'm gonna do it. But some of these are very enticing. You got some $5 NES games up here. Ooh, Godzilla, $20. I might have to pick that up someday. $4 NES games. Lots of games here on display. Surely there's a classic in here that some of you have probably played in the past. And we got some Atari 2600 games. And I like this little bin here, this little bargain bin, $4 PS2 titles. I actually picked up a couple here. And there we got a PS2 wall, lots of great titles on display here. And then over towards the left side of the store, towards the entrance, we got some Blu-rays and DVDs here. But here's the cool thing here. We got some Wii's, a ColecoVision flashback, some original Xboxes, a SEGA Dreamcast, some Wii U's, N64s, original PlayStations. That Sega Saturn is looking really enticing right now. They also got some NES bundles. Over here we got some Sega CD titles, complete in their boxes, as well as some Sega Saturn games, Sega Nomad. We got some Sega Master System games, some older classic consoles from before my time. We got the Intellivision there. Holy crap. Some budget priced Wii titles here. Nothing too interesting in this pile. Some budget price DS titles. Wait a minute, I think I found something. Oh, what's this? Oh, $2 Hannah Montana? Oh, you know that I'm getting that shit. Towards the back of the store, we got some Sega Genesis games boxed. We got some Sega Saturn games complete in their boxes, as well as a brand new SEGA Dreamcast, some SEGA Saturns complete in their box. Look at all these systems, man. Got some classic controllers also. Some Wii U titles, as well as the GameCube wall, which grew from the last time I saw it. And yeah, they got some good titles there, along with some Wii games here on this side. $5 and under for Wii U. Over here we got some N64 games. These are mostly sports games and like those NASCAR games. Nothing really of interest here. Was never really of a big sports guy. The N64 section is pretty meaty. There's a lot of good games here, but I don't know. Nothing that really caught my interest yet. But next time I come by, definitely gonna have to get that expansion pack for the N64, as well as a couple of titles here, maybe like Ridge Racer 64. They got Pokemon Stadium 2, but it's so pricey, man. But I was so tempted to get it. Turok Rage Wars. Hey You Pikachu. Might have to pick that up sometime. Banjo-Kazooie. Over here they had some classic Dragon Quest 8 Journey of the Cursed King strategy guide. I'm definitely grabbing that. It's only 15 bucks. Got some older game player magazines for $5, $4 each. It's not a magazine that I grew up reading, but it'd be nice to own some of these, not gonna lie. I always like classic game magazines myself. Threads of Fate. Wait a minute. I should get this. Got some bargain bin Xbox 360 games, lots of first-person shooters, Gears of War, run-of-the-mill stuff. Same with the Xbox One section. Lots of sports titles in that bin. To the right of the store when you enter, by the way, there's also a lot of great stuff here. We got the Super Nintendo games loose. Lots of, Super Metroid. I wanted to get that so bad, but I don't have a Super Nintendo. We got some Sega Genesis games here in the box again. This section over here really caught my eye. This was the original PlayStation section. Damn, some games here I just couldn't resist. I wanted to grab a few of them, especially the classic Resident Evil, such as 2 and 3. There's Threads of Fate right there. I gotta take a look and see how much that was next time I visit. That Resident Evil 2 is calling me. I was so tempted to get it. May have to go back, pick up some Parasite Eve maybe. That director's cut of Resident Evil maybe. Definitely gotta get SmackDown 2, know your role. And up here they have a short but sweet Dreamcast section. And yeah, there was some tempting things here as well. More PlayStation goodies. Got the Grandia right there, pretty pricey. Mortal Kombat 4. This one really caught my eye. This is the Lunar Silver Star Story Complete. This is kind of a holy grail of mine, along with its sequel, but I don't know, that's kind of a hard sell for $200 almost. Maybe one day. Over here we got some Xbox 360s pre-owned, different models, shapes and colors, some PS4s as well, PS4 Pros, and some third-party controllers, some classic systems, 2600, Atari, ColecoVisions. Over here we got the original Xbox section, which is one of my personal favorite systems to collect for. And I have a bunch of them already, so it's not really something I was looking to buy anything for. But maybe next time I go back, I'll grab some of those. And as you get towards the right side of the store's entrance, you get some 360 games, PS4, Xbox One, as well as pretty decent PS3 section as well. Last time I came here, I completed the Resistance collection. Next time I come back here, I'm definitely going to try to complete the Killzone collection. But overall, lots of great stuff here on the right side. Some more third-party controllers, classic systems like the NES, Super Nintendos, GameCubes on display. And that's pretty much it, so let's see what I got. Before I continue, look at these pins, baby. Look at this vest. Tell me I'm not bopping here. Look at this. Look at all these pins. I got 3 new ones. Let's just take a look at those. I know I'm showing off a little bit in this video, but I couldn't resist. I absolutely love pins, and the more the merrier, obviously. Alright, so let's take a look and see what I picked up on my 2 trips to the video game store. Now, granted, I had to go back because I picked up a PS1 Slim. Unfortunately, it was having issues, so I had to bring it back. Unfortunately, it was in great shape, but something inside of it just was not working. The audio was fine. It was the video that was distorted. For some reason, there was like a dark filter over everything, and it just made the colors look super saturated and not in a good way. And it just wasn't ideal, so I had to return it. Luckily, the same guy that rung me up last week did the exchange, and I was going to get another one, but the other one they had as well also had the same issue. So I don't know why this is a problem, but it apparently is. I'm going to have to check eBay for a PS1 Slim, but that is one thing that I always wanted to own, and unfortunately for me, didn't work out this time. However, I did get a bunch of other things, and one very exciting thing that I've been teasing on social media. So anyways, let's get to it. Let's see what we got. So first off, I picked up a few PSP titles, alright? And each of these were like $4, okay? Complete in their cases. I wiped them all down. I actually wiped down every game that I get from a retro game shop, because you gotta understand, a retro game shop like this, all their stock and inventory is customer based. They don't get shipments from any companies for brand new games or anything. It's all customer based. They get them when somebody trades them in or sells them to them. So, yeah. So anyways, in the bargain bin for PSP, we have Loco Roco. Complete in its case and box. The little UMD likes to Loco Roco the hell out of here. So I'm going to put that over here. This was mainly for my wife. She loves Loco Roco. She has the second one, but she never owned the first one. So she really, really wanted this one. So I said, alright, let's go get it. So I got Loco Roco there. That was only $4. I picked up SOCOM US Navy SEALs Fireteam Bravo. Now, I have pretty much every SOCOM game that came out on PS2. I owned this originally on the PSP, and I remember enjoying it as well. Now, I probably won't return to it too much, but it was one of those games that I owned in the past that I decided, you know what, it belongs in my collection again. So I picked it up. And last but not least, for the PSP, also for only $4, Ratchet & Clank Size Matters. Unless otherwise stated, all of these are complete in their cases with inserts and manuals. And for only $4, I figured might as well boost up my PSP collection and pick up Ratchet & Clank Size Matters. Now, the Ratchet & Clank series is a series that I've played in the past. I own a good majority of them, but I never completed them. I should probably get on that. Shut the hell up, all you. Next up, we have an N64 game, and this one was calling to me. Ridge Racer 64 on the Nintendo 64, obviously. Now, I have so many fond memories of this game. Actually, I use the soundtrack a lot in my videos, and I love this game. Now, apparently this was a US-based developer taking over for Ridge Racer on the 64, And I didn't know that until just recently, but I love the Ridge Racer 64. I remember my brother-in-law actually just giving it to me back in the days when we had our N64s, and that was like the generation at the time. And I played the hell out of it. So I'm really looking forward to playing the hell out of it now. So yeah, Ridge Racer 64 cost me 12 bucks. So yeah, pick that one up. I only picked up one title in that PS2 bargain bin, and that was Red Faction on the Greatest Hits version. Complete. It's like mint condition as well. So this was like a no-brainer. I always wanted to play through the Red Faction games, and this one is a port of the PC version. I'm not exactly sure how good of a port it is, but I'm going to find out at some point. So yeah, Red Faction on the PS2. Project Gotham Racing on the original Xbox. And the Project Gotham Racing series is probably my favorite racing game franchise of all time. I love it better than Gran Turismo. I love it better than Forza. This was the go-to racing game on the original Xbox. Although I never really owned the original. I started with Project Gotham Racing 2, which is hands down probably one of my favorite racing games of all time. So I never owned the original one. However, I saw this in the bargain bin for only like $3-4 bucks, and I was like, okay, I have to get it. I just absolutely have to get it. So I picked it up. And yeah, sure, it's definitely showing its age at this point, but man, original Xbox games aged pretty well if you ask me. And since we're on the topic of Project Gotham Racing, let's jump up to the Xbox 360. Project Gotham Racing 3. This was a launch title that I remember getting for Christmas back when the Xbox 360 launched. And I enjoyed this one, although Ridge Racer 6 was my racing game of choice. That and Need for Speed Most Wanted. I didn't really enjoy this one as much as Project Gotham Racing 2. But it was still a great racing game. And the bloom in this game, oh my god, my eyes, they got burned the retinas, man. It was just like real life with those sun rays and everything. But it was beautiful at the same time. So yeah, Project Gotham Racing 3. That was only $4 as well. Next up, we have Tom Clancy Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2. Now, I owned the original. I played through this. I borrowed it from my brother-in-law at the time it came out. And I remember beating it once, and I was like, okay, I don't have to play this ever again. I still wanted to own it, though, so I'm glad I actually picked it up. It was only $4 in the bargain bin. Hands down, couldn't go wrong with that one. And I know I'm saying $4 a lot for a lot of these, and that is most likely the case. This one I was really excited to find for only $4, and it's a game that I always wanted to play but never got it for some reason, even though I'm a big fan of the series. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Why it took me so long to actually pick this one up? Well, let's just say this was one of those situations where it worked out in my favor. I paid only $4 for this. So anyways, I'm playing this on my Xbox One X, and man, just the first mission alone, you're like battling a Metal Gear Ray. It's absolutely insane. It's Platinum Games. You can't go wrong with Platinum Games. I mean, I do feel that they perfected their action-adventure genre with Bayonetta, but this one is great nonetheless, and it really just showed Raiden as a badass. So I have the original one on the Wii. Might as well pick up the sequel on the Wii U, even though I am aware of the frame rate issues with this one. Epic Mickey 2, The Power of 2. I always wanted to play through the Epic Mickey games, and well, I saw it there. It was only $5 in the bargain bin, and I said, should probably pick it up, right? Although, was the Wii U 7th generation? No. The Wii U was like 8th generation. Forget about it. I'm not getting into details here. Anyways, yeah. Epic Mickey, The Power of 2. That's a game I always wanted to own. Glad I finally do. And for $5, come on, man. You saw this in the video. I had to pick it up. Dragon Quest VIII Journey of the Cursed King Strategy Guide. This was only $15, okay? And you know how hard it is to find a strategy guide in good shape? For Dragon Quest, any Dragon Quest for that matter? Man, I wish they still made strategy guides like this. This one even comes with the actual map as well. So I had to pick it up. It was just a no-brainer. Granted, I may play through this game. I have it both on PS2 And on the 3DS, I'm probably going to absolutely favor the 3DS version and play through that one instead. But I'm pretty sure most of what's in this strategy guide pertains to the 3DS version as well. Dragon Quest VIII Journey of the Cursed King strategy guide. When was the last time you bought a strategy guide? Oh, that's good. This was one of the bargain Game Boy Color games, and I only paid $3 for this. $3 for a game I always wanted to own as a kid, but I never got around to owning. It's not the best game, let's be honest. It's based off the 1998 Godzilla, the animated series no less, which is not a bad series, or a bad movie for that matter, but whatever. Not bad, right? $3? Couldn't go wrong, and it works just fine. Next up for the Game Boy Advance games, I picked up Star Wars Trilogy Apprentice of the Force. This is by Ubisoft, and it's apparently made by the same team that brought the Sands of Time Prince of Persia game to the GBA. And I heard mixed things about that, actually probably more positive than negative. And I heard some mixed things about this one too. However, I saw it there and I was like, I should probably pick that up, right? So originally I made a mistake and thought this was a port of the Super Star Wars games on the Super Nintendo. Boy was I wrong, that's not what this is. But it is based off the original trilogy of Star Wars, and it's kind of like a weird side-scroller or shooter. And yeah, I figured I'd pick it up because why not, right? I'm a big Star Wars mark anyway, so I should probably pick this up. And lo and behold, I did. I don't regret it one bit. It's actually pretty decent from what I've played so far. Next up, we have a WWE game. This is WWE Survivor Series. This is the last WWE wrestling game for the Game Boy Advance that I needed. This one isn't that bad. I figured I just needed it out of obligation just to complete the collection. So I picked it up. It was only $8. Oh, the Star Wars game was only $6 as well. And last but not least, for the Game Boy Advance, I picked up Spyro the Dragon Super Pack for the Game Boy Advance. Now this one has Spyro Season of Ice and Season of Fire. Now I originally owned Season of Ice back in the days on the GBA, and I enjoyed it for what it was. An isometric Spyro game on the Game Boy Advance. It was pretty colorful and pretty enjoyable from what I remember. I never got around to playing its sequels, so I figured I'd pick this up for only $10. I got two great games, or good games, or decent Spyro games on the Game Boy Advance, and hey, you can't go wrong with a double pack, right? So yeah, $10 for that one. Thanks for sticking around, all of you who have stuck around. I really do appreciate you. Two PS1 games. So another wrestling game, WWF SmackDown 2 Know Your Role. I originally owned this back in the days. I have no idea. I think this is one of those games that got lost in the fire's destruction. A lot of my PS2 games did not survive, and this was unfortunately one of them. So it was only $15. I decided, why the hell not? I love the SmackDown series. I should definitely pick it up. And I did, because it's SmackDown and I needed to have it again in my collection. So yeah, SmackDown 2. Didn't realize it until afterwards, but I figured I don't care. Black label, green label, don't make any difference to me. As long as I have this game physically. I have now my favorite Resident Evil game of all time, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. I finally own it. A physical copy of Resident Evil 3 that actually works. Knock on wood, because I haven't tested most of these yet. Anyways, Resident Evil 3 is a game that got me finally into Resident Evil. I originally started with Resident Evil 2. Actually, I did a retrospective video back on my old channel. Nemesis means so much to me. I absolutely adore this game, hands down. One of my favorites, if not my favorite in the series. And for many reasons, I love this game. $48. This set me back. Granted, I checked eBay and a lot of copies go for around $54 and up. Like, the fact that I was able to see it there, grab it, buy it myself, I couldn't resist, so I did it. I do own it digitally on the PS3, but screw that, man. I need to own it physically as well. Now for the main event. This one's crazy, man, because never in my life have I ever owned a game console from this company before. Never! never crossed our minds, never was a topic of discussion in our household. It was either Nintendo or Sony. So, to crack the curse, I decided to finally start dreaming and pick up a SEGA Dreamcast. I've always wanted to own a SEGA console. At the time, I remember the ads for the SEGA Saturn and being like, I was like, whoa, that looks insane. For a kid, it blew my mind. I always wanted a SEGA Saturn. Maybe someday I'll get one. They were selling them there, but they were a little pricey. But I always wanted a Dreamcast. It never dawned on me until recently, hey, I should probably get one of these little bastards. And it finally just happened. I just saw one there for only $65 complete with a controller. I had to get it, man. I just had to get it. So I finally did. This one works beautifully so far, and I don't know, there's something about the Dreamcast that it just brings me back to a time with I used to play games with my cousins, and we had a great time playing video games together. I owe a lot to my cousins and my brother-in-law, but on the top of my cousins, I remember actually first experiencing the Dreamcast with them. So there it is. I finally own a SEGA console. The curse is broken. I finally own a SEGA console. I own the SEGA Dreamcast. So the console with connections and everything, controller, $65 plus tax, $18 for an extra controller in tip-top shape. And, well, that's not all I got for it. This I couldn't get at the actual video game store because they didn't sell any in stock. But I picked up one from eBay, a VMU. This cost me like $15. So I put some fresh batteries in this little bastard, and this is cool, man. I always wanted a VMU. I always thought these things were intriguing. You know? This crazy technology back then. Gosh! So anyways, what did I pick up for the Dreamcast? I got 3 things here. Well, technically 4 things. Of course, you can't own a Dreamcast without owning the killer app for the Dreamcast, and that is the SEGA Dreamcast web browser. I had to pick this up. It was only $2 sealed. The only reason why I picked this up was because the case was in tip-top shape, and I needed it to replace out a case for another game that I picked up from them that wasn't in tip-top shape. It's in decent condition. However, the front case needs to be replaced because it's got some cracks in it, and this is the true killer app on the Dreamcast. All right, Soul Calibur. I had to own the original Soul Calibur. I never owned it in the past. I owned all the other ones, but Soul Calibur 1 on the Dreamcast. So I'm so happy to finally have the OG Soul Calibur. This one cost me an arm and a leg and my left nut, and yeah, there it is, complete in its case. $38 I had to pay for that one. I picked up a loose game. This one was more for my wife, more for a laugh actually, because just look at this gameplay, man.
Oh, it's you. What do you want?
I wanted to talk for a while.
I suppose you've heard about this meeting with Sabor?
As is every writer, I presume.
I think it's disgraceful that we have to lower ourselves to look for inferior stock in the holds. It is breaking tradition. Never.
Wary teeth, man. The riders are superior in every respect.
My wife is a huge fan of the Anne McCaffrey Dragon Rider series, and I originally bought this a while ago on eBay. The Dreamcast game. This was my first Dreamcast game actually, and I never had a Dreamcast to actually play it on. I merely got it for her, just for the sake of it. I paid a pretty penny for this one too, and guess what? The goddamn disc don't work. Yes, I'm serious. I had this, I paid like $50 frickin' for this damn thing, for more of a collector's item at this point, and the damn disc don't want to frickin' work on this Dreamcast. I tried to clean it, the disc looks fine, it don't want to work. So anyways, what did I do? Well, their bargain bin for the Dreamcast had the same game loose for only 15 bucks. I decided to take a chance and see if that one works. So we'll see if it works, right? To end this video off, another wrestling game WWF Royal Rumble on the SEGA Dreamcast. This is one of those games that I've always wanted to play. I remember seeing it in Laser Park at the arcades, and there was an actual arcade unit for this game. And it looked very cool, it looked very intriguing. It was running off the SmackDown engine from Wilkes at the time. This was THQ, right? Was it developed by Wilkes? I swear it was developed by Wilkes. It had to be. It absolutely had to be. Anyways, it had to be because it runs pretty much the same exact way. However, there's a lot less content in this than, say, a SmackDown game. And in hindsight now, I was hoping this would be like the gap between SmackDown 1 and SmackDown 2. This is like, no. That's not what this is. It plays similarly, and the character models are kind of similar. The moves are pretty much the same thing because it's pretty much the same engine. However, this has not aged as well as the SmackDown games. But as a fan of the WWF, WWE, I had to pick it up. Because I had to pick it up. Yeah, anyways. So, yes. That is it for this video game hunt. As you can see, I went berserk. But all at the same time, I'm pretty excited with how it turned out. So, right, if you have any suggestions on Dreamcast games that I should pick up, I definitely want to get Choo Choo Rocket. I want to probably pick up Tokyo Extreme Racer, and I already have Shenmue on the way. If you have any suggestions, let me know in the comment section below. What's your favorite Dreamcast game, if you even own a Dreamcast? And that's it for this video. Thanks again for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, hit the like button, maybe subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, everybody. I know this video was a long one. Thanks for sticking around. I really do appreciate all of you. Take care, and I'll see you all very soon.
Keep dreaming.